back with another video, and this is for Johnny Jerry. He wanted me to talk about and give you my top 11. Originally it was going to be top 10, but I wanted to squeeze in one more, so this is going to be my top 11 favorite R-rated comic book films. So before I talk about the top 11, I'm going to mention a few here, honorable mentions. So, and I know there's going to be a couple here that I'm about to mention that people are going to be like, what? That's not on your top 11, but you know, it's my list. But for the people watching out there, you know, what would be your top 10, top 11? You know, I'm always interested in, you know, in other people's lists. So the few here that I wanted to mention before I get to the list, Deadpool and Deadpool 2, you know, which, you know, to me are good comic book films. I enjoy both of them. Now, if I had to pick between the first Deadpool and Deadpool 2, I would say I like Deadpool 2 a little bit more. Some people might disagree with that, but I do enjoy both movies. Tank Girl. Yeah, Tank Girl, that's another fun one that I almost forgot about. But that's a fun movie from the 90s. Underrated too. Lori Petty is great in that. That I need to pick up. I don't think I have the film, but I would like to pick up Tank Girl on Blu-ray. I know this is going to be a controversial one, but Watchmen. Watchmen is a film that I haven't seen in a while. So, yeah, I think the last time I saw the film was in the theater. And I don't know, I think I have it on DVD. I don't have it on Blu-ray, but, you know, that's a film that I would like to go back and rewatch again. Like, and maybe that's partly why that film is not on here on my top 11, because it's been so long since, you know, since I've seen it. You know, it's a really good film. It's well made. But, you know, like I said, it's been, I mean, when did that film came out? 2009. So yeah, it's probably been that long, you know, since I've seen it, but I would like to watch it again, you know, refresh on the film. But I wanted to mention that. And also the Suicide Squad. Really enjoyed that. I'm not a big fan of the first one that came out back in 2016, but I thought the Suicide Squad was an improvement. You know, I thought it was a better film. I thought the characters were more fun. It's funny because, you know, some of my friends out there know how much I hate John Cena and Joe Kinnaman, but the Suicide Squad is the one film where I can tolerate both guys. And they get into a fight in the film. That was fun. So, yeah, I thought the Suicide Squad was a better film. And I definitely felt the characters, there was more to the characters. I enjoyed, you know, the banter more. And John Cena was actually tolerable in that. Joe Kinnaman. Again, two actors. I don't even know if you can call John Cena an actor, but, you know, it's the only time where I can tolerate John Cena and Joe Kinnaman. So I did like the Suicide Squad, but I wanted to mention those few before I get to the top 11. But getting to the list here of my top 11 favorite R-rated comic book films. So kicking off at number 11, I'm going to put Logan. I did enjoy the film. I mean, I saw it in a theater. Now, I'm not going to sit here and say it's a flawless movie, but, you know, Hugh Jackman, I thought did a great job, great performance. I thought the ending was fine. I mean, it didn't bug me too much. I mean, do I think that Wolverine should come back? Not anytime soon. And, you know, I do have the film on Blu-ray. You know, at some point I would like to go back and rewatch it. But, you know, I did enjoy the film. And, you know, for me, it belongs in the top 11, and some people might put the film higher, but, you know, there's other films that I enjoy more that, you know, I would rewatch more. But Logan is at number 11. Number 10, Daredevil, the director's cut. And, you know, I keep wondering if I have the film on Blu-ray. If I don't, I definitely need to pick it up. But, you know, the theatrical cut I still like, but I think the director's cut is even better. And, you know, it's been a while since I've seen it, but I would like to, you know, go back and, you know, rewatch that again. And it goes for some of the other ones here on this list. I mean, and this is basing off on, I mean, some of these I've seen. I mean, I've seen all of these, but maybe it's been a minute for some others and for some of these films here. But Daredevil, the director's cut, to me is at number 10. Number 9, Dolph Lundgren's The Punisher. And I know some people might get mad for that, but I don't care. To me, it's a very entertaining movie. But oh, the Punisher skull is not on the t-shirt. Who cares? I mean, Dolph Lundgren, to me was a really good Punisher. Now, my favorite Punisher film comes later in the list. But Dolph Lundgren's The Punisher, to me is a very entertaining 80s action film. Dolph Lundgren was badass. Him and Louis Gossett Jr. had good chemistry. And, that I would like to... I do have the film on DVD somewhere behind me. I'm sure it's over there or over there. But, yeah, it's just, again, such a, very entertaining movie. I mean, lots of good action. Some good moments between Dolph Lundgren and Louis Gossett Jr. Louis Gossett Jr. is like, what do you call 125 murders in 5 years? Work in progress. And again, Dolph Lundgren really sold it as the Punisher. And yeah, I know some people might say, oh, you put that above Logan, but that's a film, Dolph Lundgren's The Punisher, I watched that more. It's just a lot of fun. So to me, it belongs in the top 11. Number 8, I gotta put Joker. Yeah, I really enjoyed Joker. Joaquin Phoenix, deserved the Oscar. Really good performance. Disturbing. And, yeah, I mean, I know there's talks of, a sequel, but to me, you don't need a sequel. I don't know how that could work. To me, it's a film that works on its own. And, again, Joaquin Phoenix did a really good job. Robert De Niro's in the film. And, yeah, so, Joker definitely belongs in that list at number 8. Number 7, Blade 2. I enjoy Blade 2 a lot. Even though the first film I put higher, but, to me it's a worthy sequel. Some people might disagree with that. I know some people out there, would say that the first film, is all you needed. The first film is the best. And yes, like I said, I do have it higher on the list here, but I really enjoyed Blade 2. To me, it's a very entertaining sequel. It's a worthy follow-up. Not so much Blade Trinity, but Blade 2, yeah, I do have all 3 films in a collection pack on Blu-ray. And I watched, it's funny because I watched those 2 movies, the first 2 Blade movies, like for the first time all the way through, not too long ago. Maybe, it's been 2 or 3 years ago, but yeah, I don't know why it took me that long to watch the first 2 Blade movies. But, I really enjoyed the first 2. Like I said, Blade is higher up, but Blade 2 to me is a very worthy sequel. And I'm not going to give like a review, with these films here, because I want to wait for that sometime down the road. But, again, Blade 2, number 7. Number 6, the Dredd reboot from 2012. Really enjoyed it. I think it's a much better film than the 1995 movie. The 1995 film, I can watch as a time waster. There's some good stuff there, some good, like, the look of the city. Stallone, when he keeps his mask on, when he keeps the mask on, okay. But when he takes it off and, at some time, like some points throughout the film, you get some very, no pun intended, over-the-topness when it comes to his performance. And, just, being PG-13, and it's like, okay, to me it's a disappointing film. But Dredd, from 2012, Karl Urban did a great job. And again, that's another one that, You know, in recent years, there's been talks about doing a sequel, but, you know, to me, it's too late for that. Now, I know Carl Urban wants to do it. You know, he's down for another one, but I just think that now it's just too much time has passed. And I don't trust them to make a good, worthy sequel. Now, yes, I mean, you know, my own mind, I would like for it to work. But I just don't trust the studios now to pull off a good sequel. But, you know, Dredd 2012, again, very enjoyable and a well done reboot. One of the few reboots that, you know, did it right. Dredd from 2012 did it right. Number 5, Blade. Great movie. I mean, what more can be said about Blade? And to me, I don't care about this new Blade that they're making. Wesley Snipes is Blade. Enough said. End of story. Period. Wesley Snipes is Blade. And the first 2 Blade movies are great. The first Blade, I wanted to put that at number 5. And it's such a great movie. And again, I do have all 3 in a collection pack on Blu-ray. But yeah, Blade is at number 5. Number 4, Constantine from 2005. And I know there's some people out there that are not too big on the film or have mixed feelings about the film, but I really enjoyed the film. That's another one that's been talked about when it comes to a sequel. I know that Keanu would be down for it, that he wants to do it. He's talked about it a couple of times, not to, you know, very recently, but you know, they should have done a sequel, you know, like 2 or 3 years after that film. How about instead, if, you know, if we can go back in time and tell Keanu not to do the Day the Earth Stood Still remake and do a sequel to Constantine, that would have been nice. I mean, you know, the same thing for Dredd. You know, they should have done it 2 or 3 years after the film. And I know Dredd didn't do too well, and that's why, you know, Dredd unfortunately came and went. I wish I saw that in the theater, but, you know, Constantine, again, is a well-done comic book movie. And I reviewed it when I did the Keanu-thon a couple of years ago. And I can't believe that's been a couple of years, but yeah, Constantine, it was great to go back and rewatch again. It's been, like I said, a couple of years, but really enjoyed the film. And to me, a sequel now, again, I just don't have enough faith for them to do it right. But I really enjoyed the first movie. So again, number 4 is Constantine. Number 3, Time Cop. Yeah, some people forget Time Cop is based on a comic book, I think from Dark Horse, but, you know, the first movie with Van Damme's a classic. Big hit when it came out, and it should have been his franchise. You know, when you look back on the film and the idea, the concept, you know, Time Cop should have been a trilogy where you could have gone anywhere and go through, you know, travel to different times. You can go into the future, you know, you can go into the past and explore all these different directions. And, you know, and I don't have any ideas, but, you know, the possibilities would have been endless. But I know Van Damme, you know, with his habits during that time, you know, really, I think, you know, played a part in killing that, you know, wish. But Time Cop, again, you know, is a Van Damme classic. It's a favorite of mine. Again, big hit when it came out back in 1994, and it's a shame because I wish that there would have been a trilogy. I know they made a sequel with Jason Scott Lee. I haven't seen it, but yeah, Time Cop, I wanted to put at number 3. Number 2, The Punisher from 2004. You know, to me, it's my favorite Punisher film. Thomas Jane. I'm always back and forth, you know, between Thomas Jane and Dolph Lundgren. You know, like for me, I would say my favorite Punisher is Dolph, but the best Punisher to me was Thomas Jane. I love the 2004 film. I don't care what, you know, I know that's another film that people out there are divided on. You know, I know some people out there, some people have said or have put it in the same category as Daredevil, as being, you know, oh, it's so bad it's good, or, you know, whatever. But if people out there don't like the film, you know, to each his own. But, you know, to me, The Punisher from '04 is a great comic book film. Thomas Jane was great. John Travolta was a great villain. A good soundtrack. And Roy Scheider's in the film, you know, as the Punisher's dad, which was cool. I mean, hey, Roy Scheider in a Marvel movie. But, you know, moved at a good pace. And, you know, that's another film that they waited too long. They waited too long to make a sequel. Yes, they did Warzone, which I haven't seen, and I don't think I would like the film if I did watch it. But, and I still haven't seen the Punisher series with John Bernthal. But the Punisher from '04 to me is a favorite of mine, and which is why that is at number 2. And number 1, my favorite R-rated comic book film of all time, The Crow. Yeah, I can't help it. The Crow's a favorite of mine. I think when I did my top 20 of favorite films, I think The Crow was in like the top 5 or top 10. But yeah, The Crow is an amazing film. Brandon Lee was great in the film. Great soundtrack, great look, and the visuals and the style from the director Alex Proyas. And yeah, I hate that what happened to Brandon Lee. You know, and it makes me sad a little bit whenever I go back and rewatch the film. But, you know, Brandon Lee gave us a great performance, and, you know, I wish that he was still alive today, and what could have been, and, you know, what The Crow would have brought and would have done for his career, because, you know, I think after that film, he would have skyrocketed. But, you know, The Crow, to me, deserves to be a number 1. And yeah, so, and again, I'm not gonna, you know, I didn't go too much into every film as far as review or thoughts. I want to save that for down the road. But yeah, so again, to recap real quick, number 11, Logan. Number 10, Daredevil, the director's cut. Number 9, Dolph Lundgren's The Punisher. Number 8, Joker. Number 7, Blade 2. Number 6, Dredd from 2012. Number 5, Blade. Number 4, Constantine with Keanu Reeves. Number 3, Time Cop. Number 2, The Punisher. And number 1, The Crow. So yeah, that's my top 11 favorite R-rated comic book films. Thank you to Johnny Jerry. And again, I know originally you asked for a top 10, but I wanted to put in one more. But thank you guys for watching. And again, what would be your top 10? Or top 5 even. But again, thank you for watching, and have a good day.